Hey guys, it's Denny from Inspired by Nana. Whew, boy, it is hot. I don't know about anybody else, but I am having a hard time keeping cool, especially out here in the shop. I just finished this journal. My fingers are still covered in glue and ink, but it's so hot that I just want to do the flip through real quick and go inside in my AC and cool off and post it to my Etsy. So if you're watching this, it's posted to my Etsy. Let's see, 6.5 by 9 3/4, and there's 156 pages altogether, front and back. It is a hardback that I've added a fabric spine to, and beautiful laces. I've aged it. It was a newer book. Like I mean, there was nothing in it that it was something, I don't know. So I went ahead and I cut it down to make the size that I wanted. And then I sandpapered to make it look old. And this is all fussy cut and glued on. And as you can tell, A Child is Born. It is like a prayer journal. My vision for this journal was, you know, if you're studying your Bible, you can jot down notes or write down what happened that day or anything you need help with, you know. And I thought if someone is struggling to read their Bible or do Bible study, that this might make it more fun. But I just love the spine. Love that. And you'll see on the inside the fabric that I used. And it's a gator mouth. She's squishy. Let me see. I'm having a hard time with the camera. There's tons of stuff that I've added in here. Just no digitals or anything. I just went through different magazines, books, and anybody that does this, they know how time consuming that is. So let's get started. Beautiful lace over here. It's got like, I don't know if you could see in the camera, but it's like a little sparkly. Not much, but, and then just papers that you can write on. This paper is from one of the books that I used. So I thought that was neat, and I just embellished it. So it's thick, beautiful writing paper you could write on. Some old vintage hymnal, here we go, hymnal pages that you could tear up if you want and embellish it more in here. This right here is a little pocket with just some little tags that slide in and out. It's like a belly band. And I just have it held on with a paper clip, and that just come unglued. Let me glue it real quick here. Well, it's not going to be quick because my glue is clogged up. There we go. I thought I had it glued on good enough, but not. Must not have. Or it wouldn't have just popped off. There we go. Okay. And it also is a large pocket up here with some handmade ephemera. Just some collage. Plenty of writing space in this journal. Like I said, it would be good to, you know, just write memories or Bible verses or anything. There's a lot of references to Jesus in here. And then that just opens up, and then here's another little piece of writing paper. And here is one of the original book pages that I used. It was a couple children's Bible study books. Bible stories. Let me get this paper clip back on. You don't have to paper clip it, but if you don't, it kind of flops open right there. More writing space. It's thick and it's a gator mouth, but it still would be easy. And my daughter is left-handed, so she also was like, you know what, it's not bad to write in because it lays pretty flat, especially when you get in the middle, obviously. But there's just all kinds of really nice stuff in here. I added a lot of the antique ephemera that I have, and also vintage. And then this just folds down for more writing space. And then this little ribbon up here is a tuck spot. And then a pocket behind. And there's more of that old hymnal. And then here's some old paper that I just glued to the back so you could write on it. I just think it's beautiful. Took me a lot of time, especially finding all the stuff to kind of little verses and stuff to rip out and words. Lots of fabric, sewing. There's a little tuck spot with a vintage page out of a different book. I just liked the way it looked. I mean, I didn't distress it. It's obviously distressed enough. On the stone, now laid with prayer. Thought that was cute. Here's the Bible stories. The images in here, I did not want to cover up. I thought it was beautiful. Here's some edging done with tissue paper. And then here is another Bible study book. Here's one of the Bible study books that I used. It was falling apart. So I thought I'd put it to good use. This one, I don't know where that one is right off the top of my head. I'd have to dig for it, or I'd show you that one. Here is a pocket, and it just has some vintage things in it. I think I'm going into heat stroke at this point. Just some little writing paper. Lord is strength of grace. And then here is some of that antique ephemera. Here is a large journal card, coffee stain. It's got a little pocket in the side here, a little tuck here, and then a pocket obviously here with some more handmade ephemera. And then you can also write on the back. You could glue this in, the little button and that. Plenty of writing space. But I also wanted it to have lots of little tucks, and I mean, to me, when I journal, that is what I love, is like different size little cards and stuff that I can write on and jot down like what I feel that day. Here's just a cutout, and it says, "Let yourself rest," with some stamping. Some of these pages have been stenciled. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it's like a rose print stencil. More writing. This is all coffee stained. Here's an edge. I seen this. I think it's cute. I love it. Her idea for different edging, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do that. So if I can remember and find her video, I'll link it down below. But I did that edging. Like I said, I didn't want to cover up the images. So, and like the caption, here goes the chickens. Here's more edging. More writing space. This is an envelope. You can tuck something up inside of here, and then it opens up here to write, and then back here, and it just flips. And then here also is some writing space, or not writing space. Well, this is writing space, but it's in a pocket, and it just has a little sentiment about God. I apologize if I'm fumbling over my words today. Well, it's an everyday thing, let's face it. It just seems like it's more today because I'm just so hot. All right, here is, I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but a window with some of that vellum that I stained in that, and it's thicker. I put like coffee and some stain and some glue and mixed it all together, and that's how it came out. So I love it. And then you open it up, and then that image, and then you open it this way, and you can write on the back, and then here's an envelope to slide some stuff in. So if you want to write on it, you just flip it over and write. I mean, obviously it'd be too hard to do it that way. On the other side here is just a little tuck with some more stuff in it. Like I said, I'm not going to go through everything. Here's some old vintage paper to write on. Here's one of the antique ephemera pieces. I just made like a little tag and just put some washi tape down here in that little pocket, and you can write all over that. More writing space, more fabric. I just went nuts with the fabrics. I thought that was pretty on there with this paper, how it's like aged itself, you know, that white, the contrast. Over here, I made some, it says, be true to you. And I used the Braille paper and then just cut like 6 layers. It's real thick. Made little danglies. Here is pockets, 1, 2, 3. You can glue this down if you want and have a pocket in the back. It's attached with fabric, so it can flip open and you can write back here, right here. And I just have it clipped here. Now this set of pockets is a little bit more shallow. So it's for like little tags, and when I sell it, if I sell it, I'm gonna put like little stickers and stuff in it. And this little guy isn't glued down. More writing space, little stamping. And now we're in the second signature. There's 156 pages altogether, front and back. This paper clip is all rusted. This was in here when I got the book. So you can see where it's shifted and the rust has gotten on the paper. On the pages, there's lots of little notes that someone has wrote. Here's a little bag to put goodies in. That's a beautiful image. On here is just a little booklet. It says Find Your Fire. And it's just got all different kind of pages. This would be great to jot down different Bible verses. And it's all sewn in on coffee stained paper. And then here's just a little flip. I love this paper. And underneath you can see that stencil probably better. And I just have this attached to the little flag. And some fabric. And there's more of that writing. Here's some of that antique ephemera. And it's a pocket behind. And I just stuck an old piece of coffee stained paper. I love how this turned out, and the texture of it is amazing. Just tuck it behind there. Here, I didn't want to cover up the image, so I made a little pocket, like you could put a picture here or something. And it's got like a little side pocket with some old, like this is the antique ephemera. And then it just flips up. That way you can read the caption underneath of it and see the picture. On this side, it's just a vintage. Yeah, from 1923. Oh, it's antique. Postcard. From New Jersey. More stamping. On this, it was a black and white image I found in a magazine. So I just cut it out and I took watercolors and colored in a lot. So just to give it some color. And then there was no cross on it in the picture. I didn't cut it off, so I put cross. So it just opens up like that. These things shall be, and it's a writing space with sewing. More of the stencil. This pocket is just it is from a gift bag. It's the handle. I just tore it out and it makes a cute little pocket here, little window. And this piece of paper says Special Joys. And then a pocket behind, and that just slides back down in there. So you can see it through the window. If I skipped a page, here's the center of the signature with more of that writing. That is clearly a child's writing. Mark 2/112. Here is another, let's see. Here's some antique ephemera. I had to back it onto cardstock that I coffee stained because it was so destroyed. It was just falling apart. So I'm surprised I got it to look that good, but I just thought it was absolutely beautiful. So writing space there. Thankfulness, it's just some encouraging, like a poem and that Bible verse. And then here's the pocket. You just tuck stuff in behind her. More writing space. Here is another little vintage button with just some string, some old fabric attached. Here's some of that antique ephemera. It's oh my gosh, I am so I am so sorry. Hebrews 13:5. Whoever had it was named Betty. And then I thought this was neat. It's out of a book, and it is the Holy Land at Christ's birth. It's a map. Obviously, you can see that. But it just, probable route from Bethlehem to Egypt that Joseph, Mary, and Jesus traveled. So it shows you. I just thought that was so interesting. And then I just backed it with this writing page. So you could write on it, obviously. I need to speed it up or this video is going to be too long. And then the stenciling behind. Some lines, lined paper. Now this is the antique ephemera as well. It's so odd. You can feel, but it doesn't feel like anyone has cut out her face and stuck it in the rose. So it was printed like that. So I just made it and then put this little ribbon, tied this little rope down here like a little bow. And then it says, enjoy today. I just thought that was pretty. And then this is also another piece. To me, it looked like she was, probably not. It might be one of those wheels that they used to play with. But it kind of reminded me of drums. I don't know why. So I put it on this paper. It says, trust your soul. Here's a pocket. Just some embellishment. Here's a flip out where you can do some writing. I love that image and the colors. Here is another one of the little dangles that I made. I guess that's what you would call it. With the braille paper, and it says purpose. And then this piece here, it just slides right off. And it's made out of the braille paper, and it just flips open. And this is thankfulness, and then you open it this way, and it has a little pocket here. Some old ratty lace. Kind words. You could write here. Here's another pocket, and then it has more antique original ephemera in it. I love the colors. Well, that didn't go down very far now, did it? It's a little tight pocket. There we go. It just folds up like that. And on the back, it's the braille. You could write over that. Just some lace. And then this just slides right back over. It's really easy to get it back on. But now that I'm on camera, it probably won't be. There we go. It just slides back on. And I just have it attached. There we go. Here's another one of the bags. Stick some tags or goodies in. Some writing page. And then I just tied this key on. Here's more fabric, and it's a little tuck spot. I just love that. And then it opens up for writing space. And then here's a little tuck back here. It says thoughts. And then the envelope part is back here. And the last signature says hope. And this is from that same gift bag. And it says thanks down here. And this little piece of fabric, you could lift it up, do your writing. Throw that back down. And on this side, I just have a paper clip. This is attached and it's sewn around and it just flips open, and I have this paper, it's tucked up behind there. Just some different pages you can use. And then also behind this is a tuck spot up in there to hide some things. More music sheet, more stenciling. I love how this coffee dyed paper turned out this time. A little bird down here cut out. And here, oh my gosh, guys, let me explain this. This was one of them bags, and I wanted to cover it. I didn't like what I initially put on it, so I put something else on it so it's thick. But here's a pocket right here. Well, I told my daughter, I'm like, you know what? I put this in here. It's the old antique ephemera. And I said, look, it's, I mean, I know it's not, but it's like the armor of God. You're putting on the armor of God. And she's like, Mom, her boob is hanging out. I was, so I'm so sorry. But I figure we're all adults here, right? So, but it being antique ephemera, I don't want to cover it. And I told her, I'm like, you know, I guess I could cut out like a little tube top and cut it out and glue it over top, but I'm just going to leave it. I mean, we're all adults, right? Everyone's seen a boob, so I apologize. But right here's some writing space, and this pocket here. Now, it was a pocket up here, so you can, yep, it's still open. You can slide stuff in here as well. So there, and then here is a separate pocket here. And there's a half-naked one. Here's more stenciling, and over on this side, we've got lots of the antique ephemera. And here is a vintage button here. Here's the original ephemera. Here's just an old vintage playing card. And then the calling card. And then I thought this was beautiful. I didn't want to glue it down. I figure whoever bought it could decide where they wanted it. So I just tucked it up in here like that. More of that paper trim. This might not even match, but I loved it. It was in a magazine, and it was also black and white, so I took the watercolors and colored it in. A day for toil, an hour for a sport, but for a friend is life too short. And I just colored it, and if you look at it, it's a man sitting inside of a flower that looks like it's a woman like holding him with the bee. So I liked it. I stuck it in here. So here is another. That's more the antique ephemera. I thought it was beautiful, and you could write, and there's some stenciling and sewing. And then here's several pockets with just a few things in it. Oh, several pockets. Sorry. There's one pocket. Just some stenciled paper to write on. I had that in upside down. With just a little cluster there. Little collage. So you could glue this down, make a pocket in behind it. You could put it in here and make it flip out. And then on this side is the other side of the pocket. Here is, I thought I put this in here because it says the creation part 1. I hope I have been in frame. Here's a journal card. It's of Jesus. And then just a little label thing that you can use. And then right here just says thanks to God. And then here is another little tuck spot. And then we have some lace, vintage lace right there. We're about done. Hang in there. This is just some old book page that I stenciled on, and that you could write on. Jesus washing Peter's feet. And then here is obviously some more writing space with the antique ephemera. You could write on that. And here's a little tuck spot. Have an open heart. There's the center. I thought that was beautiful. You could probably add some charms if you wanted and then that, but I just didn't want to. I love this page. Everybody might not love this page, but I love this page. It's a pocket, and it has this lace here that flips up. And then here's another one of those cards with a little pocket, and it says vintage on it. Just some all torn lace. And this here, the petals, is metal. It's not sharp, so you're not going to cut yourself. But I got them off of something a couple years ago, and I kept them. But I got to looking, and I thought, you know what, that would be perfect. So I made a little flower and used a vintage button, and then a piece of old string to look like the stem. And then here, it's the letter R. So I started to stamp Rejoice. Well, I didn't have nothing to rejoice about that time because it messed up completely. So I covered it with that. And then here's an old rusty safety pin. It was my grandma's. I didn't rust it. And I thought the colors just kind of really went together, kind of drew off of each other. And this is vintage. Just more stamping. I love this. This is the antique ephemera. It says Holy Spirit Faithful Guide with some lace. There's all kinds of laces sticking out at the bottom and on the side. And this is also antique. A little house for comfort with flowers in the yard. A friend or two as dear as you. Well worth a birthday card. And this is from 1923 as well. It just slides right in there. Here it says prayer, and then it just opens up and there's a little pocket there. Tuck away some stuff, and then you can write. Here's some old, I had this whole thing on here, and once I got it on, I did not like it, so I just cut it and used the extra to make a little bow. Or stencil. This is another one of those bags, so it's a little pocket. Jesus is love. Some stamping. That's one thing I need to practice is my stamping. I'll be the first to admit it. My stamping is not very good. Here's a little thing, and it says Grace, and it's holding this vellum. I don't know if you can hear it. I have some baby chicks, and they're just out walking around, and they're next to my window. I love the sound that it makes, and I just have some vintage stamps and that in here. And look at that paper. I coffee stained it, and that's what it turned out like. And you can write on here. You could, if you wanted to, you could glue this and just make an envelope. But I wanted you to have the option to do either or. And then this just wraps around, and I went the wrong way. Wraps around this way like this, and then just tucks with the key, and then I just have it attached up here. Boy, I'm getting a headache. It's like 88 degrees, which I know a lot of you will probably laugh at me because I'm so hot. It says with the humidity it feels like it's 95, but if you're menopausal, it's actually 88, feels like 125. Here is an upper tuck. This is not vintagey. I just kind of inked it up, made it look like it. And it has some old newspaper in it from 1972. So it's what, 51 years old? And then this old order form. I don't know how old this is, but you could order something for like $2.99. 25 cents for postage. So yeah, it's pretty old. What our stamps are like, what, $15 a piece now? I'm being sarcastic. And that just tucks up underneath there. A little label you could write something on. More little. This here is more that trim. I put at the bottom, shine like the stars. And then I just have these, a little tuck spot to these little labels. I didn't make these. I got them off of something I had bought. And here's the very back cover with a very large pocket. With just, I love this image. It come on a big notepad of art paper, like a sketch pad. on the hill far away. And I seen that and I just thought it was beautiful in the tree. So, and it just has some tags, writing page, hymnal, and then this is Mod Podged and sewn around to write on. See, that's coffee stained paper. I added that so it doesn't look old, and here's the fabric, and I just edged it with some lace. All right, we are done. Let me show you the back cover really quick, because I don't know if I did that already. And like I said, it's a gator mouth, but I still think you could write in it fairly easy. I aged this up, used coffee in that. I also used around, you can see the silver, it's like gilding this stuff. Use that stuff around the edges. So here it is. All right. Whew, it is done. It is done. Well, if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. And again, thank you to all my subscribers. I've got lots of comments I need to go in. I haven't been ignoring you. I've just been so very busy. So like, subscribe, share, visit our Etsy on Inspired by Nana. And the link will be on this video to get to it. And you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. Oh, but thank you. One more thing real quick. The $50 Amazon giveaway is almost finished. It'll be done on Monday. And then that's when I will draw the winner. And so keep your eyes open for that video. And because I will just do a video just with that, nothing else. So it'll be just a couple minutes long and that's it. So good luck to everyone, and I hope it blesses someone that really needs it right now. And you guys have a blessed, wonderful day, and I'll see you later. Bye.